Alright, so one of the things that I have to do is I have to go ahead and add a display for what keys you have, but also to add the functionality of the keys, which is to remove a door. I think I'll accomplish that by having the door removal event located in host, and then the actual removal of the door located in mutual. This way, the host would in theory transmit that to mutual, and if it doesn't, then I've done something wrong. Then the mutual side will take care of getting rid of that door and its associated collision. All right, so just move this in here. I still have to work on the. I'm going to put this after interacts code so it can work with the. But I might just have this in the interact code, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm. In any case, I still have to work on the networking, but I feel like I'm getting somewhat close. I want to have a system where a few threads are spawned in a library. The only way I can do that is if I actually do spawn them in the library, rather than spawning them where I'm calling it and then give it to a library, because gdevelop seems to really not like that. But if I do it in the library, it should be fine, at least from what I could see. In any case, might be in order to make a new group, unless I have something here. Object. Oh. Collision strategy, gates, input object, tile maps. Right. Trackable. Should probably put character 4 in there. Murderers. Characters. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, I guess the police are in there. I think trackable was what I used to define, like, oh, if you're under trackable, then you have your area and zone variables set. AI, characters, okay. Doors. Door. Do I have a door? I do have a door. Does this door function? I'm gonna preview, see what this looks like. Probably won't do anything at the moment, but eh. I suppose when you're working with code that you have worked on sporadically over like a year or so, you tend to forget things. Actually, I think it's been a few years since I've last released an update for MBI. Stay hydrated. I was gonna pull off the clock, but it had already compiled. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I first that seems weird, but I can probably fix that. I I have added the darkness because I figured out it was just not spawning in the first place. So I'm like half certain that these swords are off center. I think I might have to recenter them. That shouldn't be too hard to do. Any case. Uh, so I thought I had the variables attached, but dark, uh, light and light effects. Right, so I think I have this, or I have this still here, despite the fact that it would just naturally tend to light. Because if it does lightning, then it would just set it to that. Probably just consistently, for consistency. But not to make things too complicated, I didn't have it return back to like where it would have been if it didn't flash lightning, because I don't know. First, I only tracked this by the opacity, so that is already ruined. I could have tracked it elsewhere, but too much trouble for not enough. All right, so area. So idea for lighting is off, and it's associated dark. Active is 1. Hold on, I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be. The idea of dark is the same as area dot variable ID. There's an ID of dark, which was 4, same as this area. And it's hold on, let me double check something. Area, what's it like? This one? Lighting off. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Ah, there we go. Okay, first, it seems like this door does nothing. Also, that lightning. I didn't real. I probably it was probably because I had played so long without the darks being spawned in that I didn't realize that it was actually doing what it should be for lightning. It just had nothing to do with two. Also, I have a question. Oh, I guess this would be like uh not each active dark, but all the darks that are active, this runs, and then this just sets all of them to 0. Though this would also not fall under that camp. I feel like I should probably write some code for lightning, but I feel like it would be too inconsequential a feature to just hold up an update for. So it will stay like that unless I have absolutely nothing to do at some point, which is rare. All right, so right on to the thing that I actually plan to do: a working door. So doors would need to be spawned with a object spawner. like this. Now, previously, I like to align things so that way they they their bottom is on the upper half of this. But I feel like I'm just going to do that for a door where it's just the same X position. So where do I have the spawn code for objects? 3? No, 4? 2? Oh wait, it is 3. Alright, fold, because I don't need all of that. Alright, I'm gonna put these into I'm gonna put this other thing into other, just so I don't have to look at it. Whereas I'm going to put group doors, and I am going to go ahead and do wooden door. I am going to take this and I'm going to rename it wooden door. I'm going to remove trigger objects because I feel like unless they're absolutely necessary, and I'm starting to think that I never want to have another one of these things, I am just going to use distance. I'm thinking I should add another thing to the code that identifies what object to search based off of distance and add a priority thing. So like doors would be a typically low priority thing, but if you have a key, they would bump up in priority. That way you would open them. Now I know like you can't open a door you don't have a key for, but like I feel like having a prompt there would tell you yes, this door can be opened, find the key. Whereas if someone wanted to make a door that just can't be opened, like oh this is a secret area or something, then uh you would have you'd have a door, but there would be no associated key. So let me see SPR. 0 to 32. 32 would be ICL, SPR, this one. 32 to 64 would be the top F ICL. 64 to 96 would be the bottom half, and 96 to 128 would be the other ICL SPR. So six, 96, 96. Hopefully this does what I want it to do. At the moment, I do not care that it... Oh, I see. Oh wait, hold on. I see. I see a bit of a bigger problem. I forgot to set this to like a wooden door. There's... Oh, I thought for a second it had no initial value and it was just spawning a crate. As if I rem... Or do I? Is that actually what it... I believe that's what it's called. Wooden door. There we go. Okay. So now, to add this to interactables. Interactables. I really want to make a new sprite for that, for the wooden door. I feel like the one that I have is worse than it could be. Alright, now it's in interactables. I should probably give it the properties of an interactable object. That does not include interactable. Here we go. So how long would it be? Give me a second. I gotta pretend to open the door. Oh no, I think like about 2.5 seconds. Cause like you gotta put in like the key, you gotta turn it, you gotta take the key back out. Unless I guess you technically don't have to take the key back out. But like maybe I just did it a little slow. So give me another I'm gonna pause the timer for this. Give me a little bit. I gotta open a door again. All right, yeah, this is probably closer to like a second. It's probably that's about right. I'm not gonna have any displacement for this because I think halfway through the object is correct. You got to be able to interact with it on both sides. Interact type. Do I have an interact type? I probably do not have an interact type for this interact object. Now that I think about it, I already have this down incorrectly. I should probably be doing something to signify deletion of an object that gets handled down here. All right. Police officer, weapons, evidence bag, keys, valuables, search object. Doors. Very important. If you can't interact with the door, what can you interact with? I don't know. Probably something. Actually, I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to deactivate that because I think I'm going to use that if the door interaction succeeds. But, yeah. What's number 2? 2, 1 is the evidence potential. I think I'm just going to have a key type. So, wait, do I have a reference to the player that's in? Yeah, I have a reference to the player that's interacting. So I can get their key count. What is it? 3. 3 is keys. Keys is 3. Ah, but I have a collector thing, so I might just do a collector enter. Right, text of a variable opener of wooden door. Then I also want to check if they have at least one cartoon key or one what is it, like a golden key? All right, so the thing that I would want to do is this keys.cartoon keys is greater than 0. I could get into some errors if this is a non-zero value. Technically, it would still just pretend like it's 1 since it would round up for this. I could round it, but I'll probably like do that in like an error correction module if I ever do that. Oh, right, right. I don't want to just take the key and do nothing. So, all objects, I should really replace this with its own particular code. Wooden door. But also delete the collision associated with that wooden door. UID to also, these would be setting incorrectly. UID and I'm going to replace this with like master UID. So to CD, ICD SPR. And I can just search replace CD. Oh, right, hold on. Only selected event because I don't want to replace everything. CR. Replace all. ICL. Replace all. ICU. For all the invisible collision, there is a master UID. And now I can go ahead and delete them just by knowing what the master UID of the collision was by what the UID of the wooden door was. So, all objects, variables, value, variables. Dang, I wish there was just a collision all. Oh, there is a collision all. Collision. Wait, hold on. Collision. Collision? Ah, it even includes the other piece, but not gimbal pieces, which I'm pretty sure I should have in there, but maybe I don't for a good reason. Any case, master UID, ICU SPR. So I just need to delete the master UID of the, or delete the things with the same master UID as, or which have a master UID that is the same as the UID of the door. Hopefully I can give everything a unique ID, but then again, I'm probably going to have to replace this with instead of just here, it would be ID saved in the file. That way, all clients and the server can agree on what is what without having to communicate what is what. Whoop. And I just remembered, my timer isn't unpaused now, is it? No, it is not. Alright, so we don't want to do that. We want to delete the collision. Now, I'm probably going to have this cartoon keys, or a cartoon key, or gold key. I think I'm going to discourage cartoon key, but there's no way I'm going to prevent that. If you want to make a cartoon key map, you can make a cartoon key map. They are just kind of meant for the tutorial, though. And I think for the tutorial, I am going to probably redo the tutorial, but I think I want to make a tutorial, at least in part, unique to the particular character that's going through it. So you can see their ability. I think for the tutorial, one of the things that should be done is a mastery of a few things. Like, you should know how to run. Like, you should identify what each one of the buttons does, if anything. Then you should understand how the murderer in general works. Maybe not very specific. No? No interaction? Ah. Maybe I have this down incorrectly. Interactables. Wooden door is part of it, so let's see. Interact type, search time. Oh, hold on. 6. Search time, range factor, object spawn, or UID. What am I missing here? Okay, new interact code. It goes through this. UID. Interact. Okay. So one of the things I realize that I'm gonna have to do is right here. I'm going to clear this just because you already got past this condition and now you have to deal with these conditions. If you do not have enough keys, then you should no longer be recognized by this object as the opener. If you do, then I mean you still won't be recognized by the object as the opener, but in the same path of execution, you also don't have to worry about that object or its associated collision. Now, that is that, but what about the particular error that I am facing? I guess not error, but strangeness. It should be an interactable object. It, however, does not seem to be interactable. I know I should reasonably be able to deduce from when I start the timer at to when I started the stream, just based off of the video length and when the timer is said to end, and the fact that the timer lasts for 1 hour. But you know, nothing like having more hints to help me out. Still not intractable, huh? Is it intractable from the other side? Who knows? It is, which means that there might be an issue. Okay, okay. So currently, it seems like the object is intractable from the top, but not the bottom. Displacement. I'm going to extend the range a little bit, bump it down a bit, because it should, in theory, be intractable on both sides. Then again, there might be an issue. Alright, so stage 3, range factor 1.6, displacement y, I'm going to say 32. I don't want to drastically change how this object is interacted with. But I do want to give both sides a fair opportunity. Maybe if it has to be slightly unfair from like either the bottom is favored or the top is favored, then so be it. But it should be at least pretty balanced. Okay, so I can hold on. Interact from not there, not there. But it seems like 1 pixel closer I can interact here. Okay, yeah, this is well unbalanced. It is. It is 8. This is a top-heavy interact radius. So I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm probably gonna bump down the radius a bit to 1.4, and also set the displacement to 64. And hopefully that will solve everything. It won't, but hopefully it does. But it should at least solve this. Or get me closer to solving it. First, I'm going to take these 2 objects. Ha. Yeah, this is still well outside of being fair. I can't even interact with it down here. So I'm going to bump this up again. I'm going to put this at 96. Because I'm pretty sure that, wait, hold on. See my error. Okay, I'm going to try this again at 32. At 32. Alright. I suppose that's alright. I feel like, however, it's not doing. Yeah, that is. That is uh, disjointed as frick. Alright. Now, there is a possibility that my code didn't compile the way I thought it would because it was already in the middle of compiling and maybe changing something didn't get registered as a change until now. So, could be. Could be. Alright. First, I gotta say, this is probably uh, the first time that this is well in favor of this. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. Am I dead? Am I dead? I don't know. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure the last time it didn't compile the way I thought it would. So, 32. I'm going to try this once more. And I am going to see if it works the way I thought it, or if it works the way that I want it to. Okay. Oh, frick. Please just go in the other room. I need to test this. Okay, yeah, that's more in favor of the front now. Hmm. I'm gonna say 16. A displacement of 16. Maybe that will work out for the best. Okay, I mean, I'm not liking the distance currently, but it's not like I hate it. Let's play it in the window so I can see what's going on. Uh, I that looks fair. That looks about right. So I suppose that is going to be how it is. Okay, so let's see. All right, I actually have to test opening the door. It's about what I expected. Any moment. Any moment. There we go. Ooh. I was almost dead there. Irrelevant. Anyways, continuing on. Pretty sure that's still going. So, object event handling. Uh, should probably just move these down there. In fact, I should find all the objects that can have events, probably just the interactables, and have them. Uh, I'm I'm gonna make another group of objects though, just in case there's anything that doesn't, not an object, a group. Just in case there's anything that has events but does not necessarily get interacted with. Okay, so what would the first thing in here be? That. That's the first thing. The next thing. Actually, not that. There'd be a cartoon knife somewhere around here. Oh, I already selected it. In any case, event objects will have the possibility of being deleted. So, do I have an event void? I think I have an event void. Object event void. Alright, I can use that. For each object event void, and void is just a term I gave to really any object that helps me program the game that isn't like visible. It's just supposed to be like something that happens in the background. So character foib just carries the character information before the character spawns. AI nodes, I guess technically would be a foib under the definition. Object and item spawner foibs are just, they're things at a position that may or may not come in handy for their position that help the game. Like a connection foib, that's when you're connecting to like a server, or technically that would be the server holding on to your connection. I guess technically the site would be a foib, but I don't feel good about calling it a foib. Usually it's just these red and blue sprites, maybe with other colors and symbols. Some of them, like this one, may go unused. Object event foib. So what I want to do here is, for each one of these, it will contain a UID of like a thing to perform an event on. So let's see. Groups, event objects, UID equal to object event void variable. Okay, UID currently the only event that I have planned, though planned more like the only event I'm writing currently, is the delete event. So variable event of event object event void dot is delete. Took these from the wrong thing because now I have to swap them. Where is this one? Let's treat that. Delete event objects that are caught within this context. There we go. Now, for server client parity, I will go ahead and have an object event foib created here rather than deleting the object directly, so that way I can just use this code that deletes the stuff, and it won't be useless on either end. But I guess making something slightly less efficient is not necessarily the best practice. But if I can go ahead and have the client code take care of everything that it can, that would lead me to better practices when dealing with this. So I don't have like two different things doing the same thing, and then like at some point forget one. And plus, I will be able to modify just one thing and not have to worry about the other thing. Object event foib, I have to do this and this. Now, this wouldn't work if the UID wasn't the same object, but because of loading from the same file, and in theory, once I get loading from the same file to get the IDs, they should be the same objects. Seeing how test, however, is not a file, I don't think I have any UIDs in any of these, and I'd probably just randomly generate them because you're not communicating with anyone. from here I have to get objUID, objU, no wait, hold on. That's event, or the string one, and objUID for the number one. So, wooden door dot variable this I could have just copy pasted, and I should probably also do this for objects with the master UID. Which is probably just going to be a collision. Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom quick. All right. Thank you for waiting for me, though I don't think anyone was waiting. I get back to it. Okay, so now I have to go ahead and delete the collision, which means that I should probably also set like a flag for master UI. Nah, I'm not doing that. Probably wouldn't be helpful. Which then means also, nah, I probably should just leave that two things with the UID. Now, if I ever do get unwieldy with how many things are have a master UID, I'm just then going to include it in I don't know, in another group. All right. So with this, I can test if the door gets deleted. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. I want to make sure it's saved because I have a few problems with this crashing, so wouldn't want to run into that. is currently 11:03. And that is a clean deletion. Nothing left. That is how you do it. Oh, oh, frick. Okay, so it wasn't a crash, as much as probably going to say it's a crash. It wasn't a crash. It's just because whenever I go into full, or whenever I open a window, it automatically goes into a full screen. And the only way for me to get out is to press Alt F4, in which case it will stop displaying. Like, it will not stop displaying, but it will freeze, at least to me. I don't know how this comes out on stream. Uh, it'll it'll freeze the image, and then I press Alt Tab to swap over to this, and then I can stop this stop the stop the preview. But if I press Alt Tab one too many times, then I run into an issue because it closes it. That is why you save. First, just because if something starts crashing. Second is if like you do something stupid like what I do. Like press Alt F4 one too many times. Right, so play code. Play code. Play code. Okay. Collection.bigdiamond. It's Vamfoib. Big Diamond. Now, I believe that I'm going to set up the the stage 2. Stage 3? I believe I'm going to set up stage 3 to have like from its object spawner foib and item spawner foib. It's probably going to carry the UID in like a variable like spawn UID, so it doesn't have the UID itself under UID. Though that really wouldn't be a problem because I don't think I have it under interactables or anything like that. So cartoon key dot variable UID. In fact, I think currently all spawning things can be deleted right after the things are spawned. What is 3 and 4? 3 and 4. 3, 4. 3. Okay, 4 is. Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. 5 is search object, and I don't think that gets deleted. Okay, let's see if this works. preview. The reason why I take some of the interaction outside of the interactables code is because I need to get what object it is directly rather than reference to the fact that it's an interactable. Because if I tried using what object it is directly, then it would lose all the context that selected that specific object, and I would just get all of that object rather than the specific interactable. But if I set a flag inside of it, then I can get it directly after. Okay, so there might be a slight bit of a problem. The evidence bag is not deleting itself. Okay, so type 1, evidence bag, empty. Type 1 is evidence bag. Okay, so 3 is weapons, or 1 to 3. This looks like a weapon. Hold on. Oh, 2. Let's see what's under 2. So interact type 2. That's probably why it's not spawning a thing where it should. So weapon seems to be maybe working correctly. Two wasn't working correctly, but I changed the code. 3, 4, and 3, 4, and 6 are handled externally. 5 is not supposed to be deleted. So I think I got everything. Alright, I set out to make a key counter, and then I came back with a, well, not a key counter, but something that makes interaction between servers and clients a little easier. And also makes only one place to modify the code, so that way I don't have to do shenanigans. Hopefully I don't, wait, hold on. Very carefully. Okay, animation stops. End that. I'm gonna save. And there we go. I don't want to lose work. Alright. Collected. Opened. I gotta find the weapon. Hopefully it's one of these that I'm just stepping on. Oh, it is one of them. Alright, instead of turning that in, I'm just going to my timer's off, isn't it? Okay, hold on. I get it. Okay, so I have almost everything. Oh, frick. That was close. What do you mean? I saw him. What? I saw him. Okay. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why that didn't work. I'm I'm you know what? Sight. Sorry. You don't get to see anything anymore. All right. Okay. Now I see him. I am not leaving until this works. Until I win. Okay. Now because I don't want to get a demerit that doesn't actually matter at the moment. Let's collect that in an evidence bag. There we go. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. I should have all the weapons uh, stop being interactable once the indicator for the weapon is blinking or entirely lit up. There we go. Haha, sucker. It only took a handicap for me to win. Uh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Wait, I still have a little bit left. Okay. Now that's them. If you were here, which not entirely sure if you were. If you were here, thank you. If you are watching this later on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching this later on Twitch before 14 days passes by, thank you. This is going to do it for me for this stream. Hopefully I will be able to get my networking library done relatively quickly. I may be preoccupied by other things, like maybe some other projects, maybe just playing games because I also want to play games. A few things here and there. Any case, hopefully I get well, hopefully I get 1.5 done relatively quickly, but hopefully not in a buggy state. Uh, Bird Bros has a history with being buggy, and I don't want that to continue. At least, like, if the bugs are there, I want them to be like obscure and not at all harmful to the game's experience, or at least for casual players. Any case, now that I've ranted about that, this is going to be uh, this is going to be goodbye until I see you again.